Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on that show, and I'm here to talk about Game 2 of 3 between the St. Louis Cardinals, or Game 2 of 4, excuse me, between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Chicago Cubs. Cardinals win again, man. They win 8-7 here in Game 2. So, they've at least guaranteed a series split. If not, they could win this fucking series. But the Cubs' offense, they're much better tonight. They've been really kind of shit, I'm not going to lie. Especially last night. But tonight, they actually had 13 hits. And they scored 7 runs, but 5 of those runs in the third. They had a big third inning, and they got 2 and 6, I believe, on a 2-run home run, I think it was. They had that big third inning. After they had trailed 2-0 after they gave another 2-run homer start. That was the thing last night. 2-run homers, 2-run homers. Well, they give up more home runs tonight. They give up 1, 2, 3. They give up 3, 4 last night. They give up 3 tonight. So the long ball has really been a problem in this series. They've really struggled to keep the ball in the ballpark. The offense was better tonight, but I'm not going to freak out for the Cubs and say, oh, they're not going to be a contender in this National League. Like, something considers, it's like a small bad stretch. Like, this is the first series since the opener in Tokyo, only 2 games where the Cubs have not had a chance to win the series going to the final games. Puts things into perspective a bit, but yeah, the pitching has just been a problem, especially these last few games. It's been a problem. But there was a bad play in the 4th inning, and they already had took a 7-5 lead. The Cardinals did, but PCA, for getting the outs. That was just a brain cramp right there. He thought there was 3 outs, but that was the 2nd out. Mason Wynn going to 3rd. He goes home. He scores. So it was just a brain fart from Pete Crow right there. Pete Crow. And when I said the pitching's been a problem, it is. They've allowed 20 home runs over their last 6 games. They've up 3 against the Brewers on Thursday. Friday against the Mariners, 4. Saturday, only 1, but they gave up 7 runs. Sunday, 5 homers. Monday, 4. And Tuesday, 3. They've just gave up too many home runs lately from the pitching staff. The Cubs played good baseball offensively. That's not the problem. It was the pitching. Like, the pitching's just been consistently shit the last about, I would say feels like 6-7 games. Like, last night, they got destroyed. Tonight, they bounced back offensively, but the holes in the pitching are just too obvious to ignore. I think this offense is good enough to contend, obviously, but the pitching, they have to go out and get somebody. I'm not worried about the Cubs' offense, besides Craig Counsell batting, Dansby Swanson 5th. He's probably has the worst clutch numbers on the team. It's the starting pitching, man. They've given up 20 runs in the last 3 games. Like, they need starting pitching, bullpen, and another bat, because I just don't know if Dansby Swanson's it, especially in the 5 spot. The Brewers and Cardinals are clicking, and the Cubs are struggling right now. What I think this lineup should be, obviously you have Happ, Tucker, Suzuki, Pete Crow, Nico Warner, Michael Bush, either Kelly or McGuire, and put Swanson down in the 8 spot. And in the 9 spot, you could put whoever. Turner, Shaw, Birdie if you want to some days. Like, that's what the lineup should be, in my opinion, for the Cubs, at least until the deadline. Get a utility back, get a starting pitcher or 2, and turn it around. And hell, even the Reds, it feels like, is starting to click. As well, they beat 2 out of 3 against the Yankees. So it feels like everybody in the division is starting to cook now. So the Cubs, they need to get some pitching. But yeah, let's go over the game here. The Cardinals went 8-7. Cardinals have been playing very good baseball this year, man. I did not expect this from the St. Louis Cardinals. They're now 44-36. They got a really underrated lineup, man. With, Donovan, Mason Wynn, Burleson, You know, Notebar, Gorman, so Contreras and Arenado, excuse me, they're there. But they have an underrated lineup, in my opinion, man. They have some really good hits, some underrated players. The pitching was shaky tonight, but they were good enough to get it done. Ryan Helsley got into a little bit of trouble there. You know, he gives up 2 hits there in the ninth, but they're able to escape and get the win. Neither side of the pitching was perfect. Well, actually, the Cubs' bullpen was actually solid. It was really just Jameson Tone was shit. That one run, you know, was kind of on Pete Crow. But other than that, I thought the pitching for the Cubs was actually fine. Their bullpen only gave up 2 hits over 4 innings. It was just Jameson Tone was just trash. The Cardinals was shaky, but they had a good enough lead and were able to hang on to it. But yeah, Jameson Tone, we got to talk about him, man. 4 innings, 8 hits, 8 earned runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. He was bad tonight, but he should probably only have 7 earned runs. Maybe either one, it's still bad. But last 2 starts, he's allowed 13 earned runs. He's been pitching well, but the last 2 starts, he's been trash. Tone did stay in too long, and Dansby still in the 5 spot. Still some bad things from Council, I thought. They shouldn't have let him go into the 4th inning. No. I would have put in the bullpen sooner. But yeah, Jameson Tone was complete trash. He has been his last 2 starts. Michael McGreevy, 4.2 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Not a great start from Michael McGreevy. You know, he got the spot start in this one. He pitched well after not a great start of that game. Remember the Dodgers game? He didn't pitch well to start, but he adjusted. I mean, he pitched well against the White Sox, but I feel like most teams do that. But it was really one bad inning, the 4th inning. I felt like the 4th inning, just a bad inning, 4 of the 5 runs there. So I thought he was pitching fine, but Cubs offense is a juggernaut. So then you have Steven Matz out of the pen, 1.1 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. JoJo Romero, 0.2 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, no strikeouts from JoJo Romero. Phil Maton, 1.1 innings, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. And he's been really good for this team. He has like a 1.7 ERA. He's been really damn good. Out of the pen, Ryan Helsley, 1 inning, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Made it close there. But, spectacular barehanded play by Arenado, the 10-time Gold Glover, Nolan Arenado, excuse me. Ryan Helsley did get bailed out there. No, he had 5 whiffs on the slider. Fastball command was a bit shaky, but he did get bailed out by Nolan Arenado. So he wasn't perfect, but Arenado bailed him out. Even when he goes 0 for 4, the glove can still bail you out. So for the Cubs bullpen, Caleb Thielbar, 1 inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts for Thielbar. Chris Flexen, 1 inning, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Drew Pomeranz, 1 inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. It's crazy this guy still has a 0.00 ERA. Ryan Presley, 1 inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. So 4 perfect innings from the bullpen, but not really. Besides that, 5th inning, or the 3rd inning, and the 6th inning, the Cubs got runners on. They just couldn't come up clutch. Cardinals improved to 44 and 36, 10 hits, 8 runs, 2 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, 4 in the 4th. 2 for 4 for Donovan. Wynn 2 for 4, 4 RBIs. Burleson 0 for 3 and an RBI. Contreras 1 for 4. Notebar 1 for 3. A walk, 2 RBIs, and a homer. Wynn had one as well. Arenado 0 for 4. Bad spectacular played in the game. Gorman 3 for 4 and RBI. Had a homer. Pedro Pajes 1 for 4. And Victor Scott 0 for 2 and a walk. So we'll go over their scoring summary. Bottom of the second, Notebar, 2-run homer. Bottom of the third, Mason Wynn, homer. 2-run homer again, so that's 6 2-run homers in 2 games. Bottom of the fourth, Gorman homers, a solo homer. Mason Wynn with a 2-run double, and Burleson with a sacrifice fly to end the scoring there. For the Cubs, they dropped 46 and 33. 13 hits, 7 runs, 5 in the third, and then 2 in the sixth. 13 hits, 7 runs. Happ 1 for 4 and a walk. Tucker 3 for 4, walk, 2 RBIs. Suzuki 3 for 5, 3 RBIs. Pete Crow 1 for 4. Swanson 1 for 5. I don't know why he's still hitting the 5 spot. Michael Bush 0 for 4. Nico Horner 3 for 4, 2 RBIs. Matt Shaw 1 for 4. Reese McGuire 0 for 3, and Carson Kelly pinch hitting 0 for 1. So their scoring summary goes: top of the third, Kyle Tucker 2-run single. Suzuki 3-run homer in the top of the third, so you get a 5 spot there. And then Nico Horner with a 2-run homer in the sixth. So 2 big innings, but just not enough from the Cubs to get the win here tonight. The Cardinals won the first 2 of this series. Still got 2 more games, so the Cubs can still, try and win these next 2 games and get a split. But we will see what happens. The pitching just hasn't been good enough for the Cubs lately. It's been the pitching. It's kind of just is what it is. But yeah, we'll see what happens in Game 3. Let's look at the pitching probables here for Game 3. Tomorrow, same time again, 7:45, and then Game 4 will be at 4:15. It'll be Matthew Boyd and Eric Fetty in Game 3. So, yeah, that's all I'll say here. Till next time out. Peace.